almost like that's their best friend. Like there's their bestie, so they can always import and help out, but they can't help each other.
Yeah,
That's
what
different.
it's starting to sound like to me is starting to sound like ethnic groups. You know, they govern their ethnic groups. That's what it's sounding like to me.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction.
Talk to 'em.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us
And we new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 100K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a time, France had a son named Wallonia, and the Netherlands had a son named Flanders. One day, a bunch of crazy stuff happened in Europe, yada yada yada. After all the crazy stuff subsided, Flanders was like, "Hey, Wallonia, yeah? I'm gonna move out of my parents' place, and I got this new rad apartment, but I kinda need another guy to help me pay for the rent. I don't know, you're kind of a cool guy, I guess. Would you like to be my roommate? Yeah, sure, I guess. Why not? But just for the record, I don't speak any Dutch. Oh, no worries, I don't speak any French." And that's how Belgium became a country, kind of.
Interesting.
Funny.
It's time to learn geography.
Now! Hey everybody, I'm your host Paul Barbato. You've all probably at least heard of the name Belgium, and if you have, congrats! That's not enough. Let's dissect the flag. First of all, the flag of Belgium looks like the flag of Germany knocked over to the left side, but just keep in mind that the color sequence is black, yellow, red, not black, red, yellow. Also, the flag has an unusual proportion of 13 to 15, making it almost a square. The flag's colors are directly correlated to the country's coat of arms, the black representing the shield and determination, the yellow representing the lion and generosity, and the red representing the lion's claws and tongue and the crown, as well as bravery and strength. Speaking of strength, you're going to need a lot of it to understand this next part. If you're gonna learn anything about Belgium, the one thing you have to understand is how the country is split up. This is very important, so pay attention, Brandon!
What? Azerbaijan? Yeah.
Dude, that was like 8 episodes ago! First of all, Belgium is located in Europe, right under the Netherlands, and northeast of France, right at the foot of the North Sea, next to the English Channel. In the most fundamental way I can put this, Belgium is divided into 3 regions. The Dutch, or the Flemish-speaking North region, called Flanders, the South, or French Walloon region, called Wallonia, and the capital, Brussels, acts in itself as a 3rd region, and functions in a completely bilingual way. Most of the people in Brussels speak both Dutch and French, however French is a little bit more prevalent. Got it? Okay, good, because we're not done. Each of the Flanders and Wallonia regions are then divided into 5 provinces each, making a total of 10 provinces. Brussels doesn't count and is considered its own region, not belonging to either Flanders or Wallonia, even though technically it's completely engulfed in Flanders. But then again, the region around Brussels has a French administrative area around the city called the BHV, or the Bruxelles-Alvivoud County, in which large numbers of French minorities live and can be judged in French, even though it's in Flanders. Still with me? Good, because it gets even crazier. The French also have administrative centers in the southeast and the southwest regions of Flanders, and a Wallonian municipal exclave in the West Flanders province called Commune Warneton, even though most of the people there speak Dutch. Furthermore, the Flemish have one municipal exclave in the Liège province in Wallonia called Voeren. Oh, we're just getting started though. Then you have the German-speaking minority in the east of Wallonia in the Liège province, whom are making propositions to create an 11th province called Uten-Saint-Vie. Speaking of Germans, Belgium has a lot, and I repeat, a lot of weird territorial claims and boundaries. For one, there are technically 5 German exclaves hidden right along the border of the Liège province in East Belgium. However, these exclaves are only separated from mainland Germany from a Belgian train track, the Vennbahn, which is no longer in use. This means that you can be in Germany and only have 10 meters between you and Belgium between you go back into Germany. The smallest of these German exclaves is just a small house near the German town of Kosen with a front yard less than 2 hectares in area. Oh, but wait, there's more. Then you reach the ever so confusing town of Barelnassa and Barelhertog, in which there are 22 Belgian enclaves in the Netherlands and 8 Dutch enclaves in Belgium, 7 of which are counter enclaves, or a part of the Netherlands, in Belgium, in the Netherlands. These borders at first make no sense. Apparently they cross awkwardly through streets, buildings, restaurants, stores, and even houses. A person can literally wake up in one country and shower in the other. The rule is, whatever side your front door is on is the country that you pay your taxes to. The reason why it's so
Whoa.
confusing is because, long story short, there was a guy ruling the area called Henry I, Duke of Brabant, who gave parcels of land to Godfrey II of Schoten, who ruled the area to the east, in an attempt to build an alliance so that his enemy Dirk VII wouldn't expand his influence. Long story short, Henry's land became Belgium, and Godfrey's land became the Netherlands. To this day, the two countries have stayed true to Godfrey and Henry's agreements, and have split the land exactly how they did.
Right.
But wait, we're not done just yet. Finally, you have the confusing Lys Rivière Canalerie River in the border between the Walloon province of Hainaut and France. Starting in the town of Halluin, France, this river zigzags for about 26 kilometers.
Real quick, before he made this any more confusing, I do agree. I think there's a lot going on, especially with all the borders and these different locations and these different little spots that's in other countries, but in this country. So it's like, for us it's confusing, but for y'all, I'm pretty sure this is like
Common knowledge.
Common knowledge,
Yeah,
like how to
yeah.
operate it. You know what I'm saying? So, what difficulties do you encounter with this type of operation and this system setup? You know, we would like to know that.
Yeah, like if you were going to look for a home,
Oh man, the
how
taxes
do
with
you,
that.
yeah, like how do you look for a home with certain sections being for one country and not the other? But if you go to the store, you're going to the store in this country.
Yeah. Talk about it.
Multiple river islets and land pieces that act as penne enclaves until it all stops in the town of Armentières. Each side has an equal 7 enclaves each along the river. Okay, now let's talk about the landscape. It's mostly flat. Outside the cities, there's farms and forests. It's pretty lush and green. However, the Worldwide Fund for Nature ranked Belgium pretty low in terms of their environmental performance, and the water quality was the lowest in the EU, mostly due to the high population density. Belgium...
Yeah, he made Belgium sound like that one little location where there's a big field and then there's a rocking chair underneath the car porch. And you chilling, just waiting until, you know what I'm saying? Waiting until the wind blow and everything and you just relax like just with a straw in the mouth. That's how he just made that sound. I know y'all not that, but
Yeah, it just seemed like a lot going on. He made it more confusing.
yeah.
Isn't really agriculturally driven. I mean, economically, most of their revenue comes from machinery, pharmaceuticals, diamonds, many of which were imported from the Congo. We'll explain about that in a little bit. And service and industry jobs as well. Okay, that's about it. Moving on.
The landscape too much.
Now this is where things get really strange. In the shortest way I can put this, Belgium is kind of like an artificial country with technically no distinct former identity in which two regions kind of became roommates, and the respective communities have a government with the same power as the central government. Huh, and you thought Andorra was confusing with that whole co-principality thing. Brother, please, I'm Belgium. Sit down, I'm gonna give you a lesson in complication mathematics. First of all, Belgium has a little less than 11 million people. At about 57%, the slight majority of people are Flemish from Flanders, about 42% are Walloon from Wallonia, and 1% German from the German community. Keep in mind, although it's debatable, the terms Flemish and Walloon are more in reference to linguistic communities and not ethnicities. By definition, you could have a Congolese guy in Liège identifying as a Walloon and a Moroccan guy in Antwerp identifying as a Fleming. As long as they speak the languages and become citizens, that's pretty much it. In terms of race, though, about 77% of the people identify as ethnically Belgian, and the remaining 23% identify as non-Belgian in origin, some of the largest groups being Moroccans, Italians, Turks, and even Congolese from the Democratic Republic of Congo, as it was a former Belgian colony, along with Rwanda and Burundi, which is where a lot of the diamonds we talked about earlier come from. The Belgians even took over a small part of China for a couple decades in the 20th century in Tianjin, after quickly giving it back, and to this day, pictures from the Belgian-Chinese colony are some of the rarest photos you can find in historical archives. As we mentioned, Belgium has 3 distinct regions, Flanders, Walloon, and Brussels. However, regions weren't enough, and so Belgium decided to split things up even more into communities. Due to the German-speaking minority, predominantly in the southeast, Belgium created a semi-mediary third community, even though only 1% of the country actually speaks German, less than the amount of people in Belgium who actually speak Arabic, and has instituted 3 separate governments and parliaments, one for each language group, the Dutch, French, and German. Each of these governments actually has just as much power as the central government. Wait, what? On top of that, the French and Dutch communities are allowed to provide cultural and social services to the citizens in Brussels, but not in the other region. This means that a family living in Brussels...
Almost like that's their best friend. Like there's their bestie. So they can always import and help out, but they can't help each other.
Yeah.
That's different.
What it's starting to sound like to me, it's starting to sound like ethnic groups. You know, they govern their ethnic groups. That's what it's sounding like to me.
Okay.
I don't understand why they all have the same power as the central government, because then what is the point of the central government? I don't know. It's a lot of this going on, and I'm trying to keep up as best as I
Yeah,
can.
I think we're gonna need a book on this.
Yeah.
Could possibly depend upon the central government for taxes, the French government for community centers, the Dutch government for schools, and the Brussels government for the police force. 4 governments acting at once. And then you have a king. Long story short, Belgium became a constitutional monarchy that started in 1830 with Philippe I as the current head of state. They are the only monarchy in Europe with no actual crown or lavish robes and scepters. They gained independence from the Netherlands. French-speaking Wallonia joined along, and then they chose a German prince to become their first king. In terms of culture, Belgium can be attributed to a lot of things. For one, some of the world's most renowned surrealist artists came from Belgium, like René Magritte. Cartoons like the Smurfs and my homeboy, Tintin. I have read almost every single one of those comics. Ain't nobody mess with Tintin. That dude is mad boss. The national dish is mussels with French fries and mayonnaise.
Wow.
Belgians will tell you that fries originated from Belgium. And of course, waffles. They make some of the best chocolate in the world that rivals Switzerland. And of course, everyone's favorite.
Yeah, I think we had a conversation with someone about that. But it was like, because we was watching the video and it was like, what else is originated in French that's from
Oh, in France.
Yeah, in France. It was like French fries.
And they said, but it's from Belgium.
It's from Belgium. What are you talking about? Get your facts straight, dog. Get your facts straight.
Yeah, but
I'm like,
why
all
you
right,
calling
man,
it
calm
French?
down. A little funny here
We're
and
still
there.
gonna call it French fries.
Because we love it too.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. They host the headquarters of the EU and are typically called upon to help Europe administer their diplomatic affairs. Affairs with other countries we'll discuss in...
Who's their best friends? Well,
Oh,
obviously
Belgium,
Netherlands.
Belgium, Belgium. When will you learn? First of all, Belgium is a very...
Well, let's see. Okay, Belgium.
See, this is why I didn't answer I raised my hand in class, especially for history, because I didn't want to get the answer wrong.
Well, I was always the one.
Well, go for
And
it.
even if I'm wrong, I want to know what's the right answer.
Yeah, and I was told that you can never be wrong if you're only wrong if you don't want to try to learn.
So obviously, Germany and the Netherlands are their best friends. But I'm trying to see who is around them that would be.
I think they cool with China.
Think
I think they help out. China helps them every blue moon.
Congo.
Let's go with that.
Congo.
He did mention Congo. Let's say Congo.
Like the
too.
imports and the exports.
So I think the imports in them is gonna be from China and Congo,
Yeah.
especially with Congo having diamonds. So that's big.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. I want to know.
Yeah, and that's being one of their top economy. A part of their economy. Okay.
Do y'all do this? Do y'all ask yourself these questions before we get into it?
I'm trying to think anybody else. I don't know. What's the other Dutch speaking countries?
Now you're trying to go somewhere with it.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's
neutral country after gaining independence from the Netherlands. Belgium quickly rose to become one of the leading powers of the industrialized Europe world, and it was a founding member of both the EU and NATO. This means that since day one, Belgium has had a huge entourage of affiliates that they've kind of kept close. However, some are still closer than others. The UK has always been a good buddy of Belgium since they played a pivotal role in the independence of Belgium. The US is also a good friend, and to this day, they still commemorate the Battle of the Bulge, in which the US played a huge role in during the liberation of Belgium in World War II.
Makes
The only
sense.
country that might have a little bit of a distaste towards Belgium might be the Democratic Republic of
I
Congo,
was
as they
thinking
were
that.
occupied and
Diamonds.
became a colony
Yeah.
for a little less than a century.
I know.
Belgium kind of did a lot of
Colonized them.
things to the Congo. Although tensions are generally eased off a bit today and numerous Congolese people immigrate to Belgium yearly, there's still a somewhat aversion that lingers on in the back of each Congolese mind when history is brought up. Of course, as you would guess, France is a close friend too, whom not only played a
yes,
role
you
in
did mention
Belgium's
France.
independence, but also culturally resonates with the South Walloon region as well. The Netherlands is a close friend as they
mentioned
jive
the
well with the
Netherlands.
Flanders
That's
region,
awesome.
despite the fact that they have a somewhat friendly rivalry with each other. Over the years, many referendums have actually passed in Belgium in which they almost considered re-annexing themselves back to their respective neighboring countries, the Netherlands and France. However, they just can't seem to do it, even though the sense of nationalism is kind of weak, except during soccer games in which they go all out Belgian pride. They still can't seem to let go of each other for some weird reason. In terms of their best friend though, they would probably consider Luxembourg. Luxembourg is kind of seen as like the little brother
They
of
came
Belgium
up in the
and has been there with
Luxembourg,
Belgium since the very beginning.
Good
They were even
idea.
for a short while part of Belgium after independence, and their own monarchs, Philip I and Grand Duke Henry, are actually cousins too. In conclusion,
Oh.
Belgium is disputably the most confusing politically engineered country in all of Europe, and by all means it makes no sense how they've kept it together for almost 200 years, but they actually did somehow. Belgium, we dip our fries in mayonnaise to you. Stay tuned, Belize is coming up next.
We was confused half the video, but that's okay.
Yeah, I gotta go back and get my facts straight. See who these best friends is and why. You feel me? And who they work with in the future and in the past and in the present. Things of that nature. Because I think that's just interesting to know that these countries have a liking for each other. And they work with each other and the history that they have. So
yeah. So I would have thought that, you know, they would have had a better relationship with Congo because of the imports and, you know.
And that's why I mentioned Congo as well. Especially with the diamonds being involved. But then you think about it like
they colonized them.
Yeah, kind of like you gotta put that into perspective too.
But what I was gonna say, in the Luxembourg Geography Now episode that we reacted to, they were their best friends. So I don't know how we forgot about Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Luxembourg.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.